You have probably never seen a person with so much self-respect. There is a quiet kind of power that doesn't announce itself. It doesn't beg for attention. It doesn't explain itself. And chances are, you have probably never seen a person with this much self-respect, because people like this are rare. Not loud. Not arrogant. Not cold. Just deeply rooted. This is the kind of person who doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. They don't argue to be understood. They don't chase validation. They don't perform for applause. They simply are. And that unsettles people. Because in a world where most people are constantly adjusting themselves to be liked, accepted, chosen, or approved, a person who refuses to abandon themselves feels threatening. Not because they're cruel, but because they are complete. Hey everyone, welcome to Never Give Up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon, and select all, because every video can change your mindset. They know who they are, and that changes everything. This person has spent time alone. Real time. Uncomfortable time. The kind of solitude where you're forced to face your own thoughts without distraction. They've questioned themselves. Challenged their beliefs. Sat with their fears instead of running from them. That's why they move differently. They don't panic when someone pulls away. They don't beg when someone misunderstands them. They don't crumble when someone criticizes them. Why? Because their identity doesn't live in other people's opinions. They know their values. They know their limits. They know what they will tolerate and what they will never accept again. And once a person reaches that point, they are no longer easy to manipulate. They don't explain their boundaries. One of the clearest signs of deep self-respect is this. They don't over-explain. They don't write long messages justifying why something hurt them. They don't plead for basic decency. They don't argue about what should be obvious. They simply step back. Silence becomes their response, not because they're passive, but because they understand something most people don't. Not everyone deserves access to their energy. They know that boundaries are not negotiations. They are decisions. And when someone crosses them repeatedly, this person doesn't raise their voice. They walk away. They choose peace over winning. This person has nothing to prove. They don't need the last word. They don't need to be right in every argument. They don't need to expose everyone who wronged them. They understand that peace is worth more than pride. So they let people believe whatever they want. They allow misunderstandings to exist. They accept that some chapters will close without explanations. Not because they don't care, but because they care enough about themselves to not exhaust their soul trying to control narratives. They've learned that growth often looks like restraint. They love deeply, but never desperately. When this person loves, they love with intention, with presence, with honesty. But they never lose themselves in the process. They don't abandon their standards to keep someone. They don't accept emotional crumbs. They don't tolerate inconsistency disguised as confusion. They know the difference between patience and self-betrayal. So if someone makes them feel small, unsure, or constantly anxious, they don't stay to fix it. They leave. Not with anger. Not with drama. But with dignity. And that confuses people. Because most expect tears, begging, or chaos. Instead, they get silence and distance. They are comfortable being misunderstood. One of the hardest lessons this person learned was this. You can be kind, honest, loyal, and sincere, and still be misunderstood. Instead of fighting that truth, they accepted it. They realized that clarity doesn't always bring connection. that explaining yourself doesn't guarantee understanding, and that sometimes people don't want the truth, they want control. So they stop shrinking themselves for clarity, stopped softening their truth to keep peace, stopped apologizing for being who they are. They would rather be misunderstood than misaligned. And that takes courage. They don't chase, they attract. This person doesn't chase people, opportunities, or approval. They build themselves quietly. They focus on growth, on healing, on discipline, on purpose. And because of that, things begin to gravitate toward them naturally. Not everyone stays. Not everyone understands. But the right people recognize the depth immediately. This person doesn't need a crowd. They value alignment over popularity. One genuine connection means more to them than 1,000 shallow ones. They've been broken, but they rebuilt themselves. This level of self-respect didn't come easily. It was built after disappointment, after betrayal, after trusting the wrong people, after giving too much to those who gave too little. They learned the hard way that loving without boundaries leads to exhaustion, that loyalty without discernment leads to pain, that kindness without self-respect invites disrespect. So they changed. Not into someone bitter, not into someone cold, but into someone aware. Someone who still loves, but wisely. Still gives, but selectively. Still cares, but never at the cost of their self-worth. They walk alone, and they're okay with that. This person doesn't fear solitude. They've learned that being alone is better than being surrounded by people who don't see, value, or respect them. They enjoy their own company. They trust their own judgment. They listen to their intuition. They don't rush connections. They don't cling to what's fading. They don't force what's not meant. And that makes them powerful. Because a person who is not afraid to walk alone cannot be controlled. Why this person leaves a lasting impression. You might not notice them immediately. They don't demand attention. They don't dominate conversations. They don't advertise their strength. But once you encounter them, you feel it. Their presence is calm. Their words are intentional. Their silence is heavy with meaning. They don't drain rooms, they ground them. And even after they leave, something lingers. Not because they tried to impress, but because they respected themselves enough to be authentic. If this resonates with you, if something in this feels familiar, if you see yourself in these words, it means you are becoming, or already are, this person. And the truth is, this path isn't easy. You will outgrow people. You will be labeled distant, cold, or arrogant. You will be tested by loneliness. But you will also gain something priceless. Inner peace, clarity, unshakable self-worth. And one day, you'll realize something profound. You didn't lose anyone by choosing yourself. You only lost what couldn't meet you where you stand. If you found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for your support.